Last night I dreamed that, well, I had two dreams last night. The first dream was wonderful. Didn't want it to end. I dreamt that I was now living in the northern New York City where YouTuber Tom the Man 68 lives. I recognized the little town from his videos where he's just walking along the sidewalk holding his flip can and talking about what's going on in his life. I wish he'd make videos again here on YouTube. But anyways, I'm now living in that northern New York town, and I'm in a small convenience store buying beer. We're going to have some kind of party. Though I haven't seen my brother, I'm assuming that I've moved there with him and we're sharing a place. Picking up beer, and I run into this girl that I used to know, this very pretty girl, and she tells me that the guy she'd been, this must be wishful thinking coming through in the plot to my dream here, but she tells me the guy that she'd been seeing, he's either dead or they broke up or whatever, and I'm thinking, alright, because I always liked her, always got along with her, always had a lot in common with her, and obviously was, attracted to her. She was very pretty, and, we're talking, we're getting along well, we're laughing, and, I invite her over to our little party, and we purchase a ton of beer in this little convenience store and haul it back to my place. And I like the place too. I really like it. And we have our party and everything goes great. She sleeps over. Following morning we're slightly hungover. We're talking and we're just joking about how much beer we have left and how we really overdid it and pretty much never going to run out of beer here. And yeah, I mean, it was obviously a budding romance, and I just liked where I was at. I liked being with her. It was just a nice dream. It was just wonderful. It was one that was almost painful to wake up from. Not that my actual circumstances are that bad, but just, that... Woke up briefly, I fell back asleep, and the next dream was, it was frustrating. I was working in a restaurant. Most of the time I was back in the office doing accounting for this restaurant, but every now and then I would have to go out and bus tables if somebody called in or whatever, and this happened to be one of those nights. This was a really nice restaurant. I think we served Italian food primarily, but anyways, my manager told me that my time card that I swipe, I punch in and punch out, was missing. I said, okay, well, can't you just print another one? And she's like, no, it can't be done that way. You need to find your time card. It's one of a kind. I didn't give her any crap for that, but I started asking other employees, have you seen my time card anywhere? Finally, somebody tells me that they've seen it on the top shelf of this bookcase in the foyer of the restaurant where people wait to be seated, and say, okay, I'll go and get it. And I grab this, I go to the supply closet and I grab this rickety old step ladder. I mean, I really don't feel comfortable walking up this thing. It's standing on it. It's wobbling, and all the while I'm just thinking, this is BS. Why can't, I can open up any kind of Photoshop program and just recreate my tag. I can generate a barcode. I can get an image of myself on there. This is completely unnecessary, and I'm just seething here. But anyways, I climb up the rickety step ladder, and I'm like, and of course it's not high enough, so I've got to start climbing the shelves, and thankfully the bookcase is mounted to the wall. There are corner braces at the top that somebody had put screws through to mount it to the wall, so I'm climbing up the bookcase, worried I'm going to fall here. This is getting more harrowing by the second. Get to the top, and I don't see my time card at all. I just see some baseball cards. And I start going through them just to see if there's any valuable ones while I'm up there. And as I'm doing this, Roger Clemens walks into the restaurant, and I happen to have a Roger Clemens card in my hand. And I say, "Hey, what's going on, man? I loved you in Kingpin." And he looks up and he says, "Oh, thanks a lot, man." He said, "I see you got a card there. Is that one of mine?" I say, "Yeah, it is, as a matter of fact." And I said something else to him, like, "Oh, I love that time, the one dude threatened to rush the mound and you told him off, or hit him, or, with a baseball or whatever." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, thanks, man, I appreciate that. Well, I'm going to go get seated here. You have a good one, all right?" And he goes and he sits down and they serve him. And meanwhile, I haven't found anything up there on top of that bookcase except for a bunch of dust and these baseball cards, which turned out to be worthless. I mean, it wasn't like a Roger Clemens rookie card up there. It was one from later in his career. I think it was when he was with the Blue Jays. So I climb down the bookcase, eventually get my foot onto this wobbly step ladder, get down onto the floor, and my manager confronts me and says, "Well, did you find your time card?" I said, "No, I didn't find my time card. I'm not looking for it anymore. This is stupid. I'm just going to create one for my own. If you want, you can stand over my shoulder. I'll show you how it's done. You don't know what you're talking about." I'm just venting, just going off on her, and it was at that point when my emotions were their highest that I woke up. But it's my day off, so I laid in bed for like 45 minutes more. Yeah. Well, I think this is the latest that I've uploaded. Last night I dreamed. It's 3:46 p.m. here. I think the Tigers game's on Fox. I'll watch that.